In the bat of an eyelid, we are back. J1 League GOALZONE Show time. Almost 200 games and it's a sprint to the finish now as we move into the final third of the top flight in Japan. A look at what's in store. Kashiwa taking on the Reds in Chiba. The Mariners took a trip to Osaka to play Gamba, and the league leaders were due in the west to face Hiroshima. To the northwest of Kyushu first, Sagan were on a losing streak as they welcomed the Antlers to town. The visitors scored a dramatic win last weekend and momentum was certainly on their side. And momentum was certainly with them inside the first 12 minutes. Ryota Nagaki with the cross, and eventually Ryohei Shirasaki puts the ball over the line for the visitors. Everaldo, a constant source of threat, went on a mazy run midway through the first half, but his effort just wide of the far post. Sagan almost managed an equaliser in the first half. What a great touch by Thiago Alves. His shot, though, denied by Yuya Oki's leg. One more attempt before the break by Sagan to level proceedings. Riki Harakawa with the free kick, but once again, Oki turns it away. Into the second half and a couple of decent touches from Everaldo, and he thrashes that one up against the crossbar, still 1-0 to the visitors. But they would secure the points with 4 minutes still to play. Good cross from Yuta Matsumara, and Tomoya Inukai heads home their second goal of the game. Sendai, certainly one of the clubs quite relieved that there's no relegation this season, had been winless in 11 games. Their opponents, Yokohama, were no better, languishing in the bottom half all season. Not much going on in the first half. Maguinho's effort here early in the second half was the first decent chance of the contest. As the game went on, Yuki Kobayashi did all he could to get the points for Yokohama, first of all with this effort from distance, and then a skillfully guided header from the dead ball. Jakub Sloik, though, tipping this one over the bar. 0-0 it finished. After a slightly staggering September, Kashiwa were back on track with consecutive wins. They had been prolific up front, but were now faced with an Urawa defence that had only conceded 2 goals in their previous 3 outings. Mark Richmond with your commentary.
Yuruki Koroki just in front of him. Yuruki is trying to open the space up for a shot himself. Great charging tackle, flying in all over the place. The shot does come with some pace too from Iwerton. Spanked out and beaten out by the goalkeeper. Cristiano! Shusaku Nishikawa's first piece of action sprung to life, and he had to react, and he did. Martinez yet again losing possession easily. It's happening too frequently already in this first half. That forced coach Otsuki into making a change. Isaka's got some space, and he usually takes full advantage of it. Isaka! What did we tell you? He's a streak of a goal scorer. 5 in 3, nothing in 5, and now he's got 3 in his last 1.5. After a mistake by Martinez, the ball freed up for Isaka, and he had to do everything by himself. Makino and Ugajin inside the penalty box, just watching Ilunga, thinking that Isaka was just trying to set him up. Well, he used him as a decoy this time out against Iwanami, and they're sliding the ball in between his legs past the goalkeeper, who is totally unsighted. And it's 1-0 Kashiwa wrestle. It will be Martinez with a corner. That's a good delivery. Oh, it's come off the upright. It's deflected into the back of the net by Shinzo Koroki, who says that he came off his shoulder. The assistant referee doesn't agree. Kashiwa wrestle might have gotten out of prison for this. The 2 officials will consult. Junpei Iida and Akane Yagi will talk to one another. I think it would have been onside. Was it offside? Because if it was onside, it definitely looked as if it came off the shoulder of Koroki. Referee says goal. Urawa Reds are right back in this, and it's that man again, Shinzo Koroki, who has scored. Goal number 152 in his J-League career. Corner was very well flung in, and it came off the upright. This was onside, and the hand wasn't used then. He claimed that it was the shoulder that wasn't used. That is the striker's instincts right in front of goal, just to react very quickly, any part of your anatomy, and make sure that the ball's deflected into the back of the net. That's the nous. That is all about Shinzo Koroki and the awareness right in front of him. There we go. He says it came off his shoulder. He's the veteran, and usually the veterans get the call. And Urawa Reds have found a way right back into this game. And from the way that they started in the second 45 minutes, you'd have to say that it has been coming. Flung right in. Oh, it's a lovely control. It's set up for Leonardo. Leonardo! Deflection took all the sting out of it. And Kim Seong-gyu, grateful recipient of the ball. And two sides who hardly do draw in this game. A draw, perhaps the fair results in Kashiwa. Resol 1, Urawa 1.
FC Tokyo failed to keep pace with the league leaders when they were edged out by Gamba over the weekend. Shimizu presented the perfect opportunity for the home side to claw their way back into the title hunt. Here's Patrick Kinghorn.
The way they're lining up here, you fancy it's Hirataka Mita that's going to strike it, or are they fooling me and fooling the keeper? It was Mita straight into the wall, and well, the threat looked to have gone, but possession coughed up by Carlinhos. And that's a decent looking cross, and Almeida doesn't get there, and he spilled it again. Well, that's the second time the ball slipped through his hands, and are they going to get away with it? No, they're not. Well, that's an example, Exhibit A in the catalogue of calamities that is Shimizu S Pulse's defending. Togo Almeida, recalled to the starting lineup tonight, has had a horror show with Hirataka Mita's second goal of the season. And with their first meaningful foray into the Shimizu S Pulse penalty area, FC Tokyo lead. And this is quite simply not something Togo Almeida is going to want to look back on. Played inside to Valdo. Valdo goes down, and they're going to be short-numbered at the back here. If Takahagi can move this quickly, Valdo's out of position, and it's going to be 2-on-2. They found the perfect pass. Diego Oliveira herring up in support. He might not need him, and it's a good save by Almeida in the end. Kensuke Nagai denied by Togo Almeida, who goes part of the way. Kensuke Nagai showed good pace, and that's a smart save from Almeida, with Diego Oliveira lurking through the middle. Gawa. Is he onside here? They could be in trouble. Shimizu, as he is. It's Nagai, and it's 2-0. Defensively found wanting again, and Shimizu S Pulse do have a mountain to climb now. Nagai timed his run well, had all the time in the world. We'll check the replay just to make sure it was onside. There's no VAR, so not that it will matter, but so much time and space to work with, and he's onside. It's a great call from the assistant referee over on that far side. A lovely through ball. Kensuke Nagai, when he turned Valdo inside out. Valdo stood off him far enough that Nagai could pick his spot, and Almeida was rooted as the ball was already past him by the time he made his move. You cannot afford to give Kensuke Nagai that much time and space. His third goal of the season, and the points are surely FC Tokyo's now, even though there's still 35 minutes to play here. Nakamura. Back to Morishige, who leaves it to Hayashi. Oh, Hayashi, that's a terrible clearance, straight into the path of Junior Dutra. Still Junior Dutra, and it might not be over yet. Well, Akihiro Hayashi's blunder on a par with that made by Togo Almeida in the first half. And all the credit to Junior Dutra, who's pounced here, and all of a sudden, Shimizu S Pulse's habit of scoring the last goal in games continues. What on earth is Hayashi thinking here? Junior Dutra did well to gather it in at the second time of asking, and the finish was top draw. Junior Dutra's fourth goal of the season, and Shimizu S Pulse with FC Tokyo cruising have been thrown a lifeline at the Ajinomoto. And the charge through is Takahagi, and Takahagi does really well. They square it back, and it's 3-1. Shimizu carved open a Dalton with his 7th of the season off the bench. Great work by two of the substitutes. Taichi Haru had only been on for seconds, and Adalton after great hustle by the man who made his 300th appearance in J1 tonight, Yujiro Takahagi. And FC Tokyo can put the 3 points in the bank now. Really good hustle by Takahagi. The fresh legs of Taichi Haratsu got off his toes. And as he rolled it across the edge of the 6-yard box, Shimizu S. Pulse's defence was all over the place. And FC Tokyo have confirmed the win now. And that's one goal that Togo Ameda could have done nothing about. Final seconds ticking away. Goto. Renato Augusta. And that's an aimless pass to nothing. And I'm sure once this ball goes back to Akihiro Hayashi and goes in the air, the referee will put Shimizu S. Pulse out of their misery. Shimizu S. Pulse fall to their 17th defeat of the season, and tonight they concede their 51st, 52nd and 53rd goals of the campaign with only 23 games played. It's finished here. FC Tokyo 3, Shimizu S. Pulse 1.
Half-time now, but when we come back, the J1 League Goal Zone Show continues with plenty more action and some goals. No other show brings you all of the best highlights from Japan's top flight. This is the J1 League Goal Zone Show. Gamba had bossed the Kansai region recently, bagging all 18 points in their past 6. The Marinos lost the reverse fixture on opening day and will be looking to exact revenge when they went to visit. Here's Shazad Haq.
Kashiguchi, the busier of the two keepers. Nice little header there, and he can finish off beautifully. Takashi Usami does not take the chance. The two strikers combining really well, and that is classic old school strike partnership. And then lovely touch from Usami to get past Ito. Great work from Eric. 3 against 3. That falls to Marcos. Oh, he scores off a rebound, an unintended rebound. He won't care. And Yokohama have gone up the other end to take the lead inadvertently. And it's their top scorer, their joint top scorer, who has opened his account here today. Came off Higashiguchi and ricocheted off Marcos. Actually, I'm not sure if that might just be given an own goal. Yeah, now you look at it, it is clearly coming off Kim Yong-gwon. I think the rebound off Marcos probably wasn't on target. We just heard good Marcos there from Ange Postecoglou. It's another really good ball, and a chance here to go through. Have they asked for a penalty? Yes, they have. They've got it. Usami looked to have got past Kajikawa, who felt he probably had no choice but to take him out. It was a really nice ball, and Usami's been lively today. Yeah, no doubt about that whatsoever. He makes no mistake, Takashi Usami, just before halftime, the perfect moment to score, equalise for his side. He could have scored earlier in one of their best chances of the game so far, but he makes no mistake from the spot. Gave the eyes there, went the other way, and it's his 5th goal of the season. And we'll see, thought he might just shoot, slip the ball through. Koike! Oh, they just couldn't put the finishing touch on. In a really good position there to do so. Takao could have finished it, and it's just wide for Eric. I think that's his first chance of the game. Counter-attack from Yokohama. I can't believe he didn't put that at least on target. Takao doing really well here, and Yamamoto, not a great shot from him. He's not a natural goal scorer. Ito clears, not far enough though. Just flies over. It's a power-in shot from Fukuda into the final minute of the 90. He was in a good position to shoot as well, wasn't he? Lovely work from Ideguchi. It's now or never for Yokohama to just hold on if they can. And somehow The score at the end of this game stands at Gamba Osaka 1, Yokohama F. Marinos 1.
Not far away, Kobe had seen their 4-game winning streak snapped in the previous round. The side had no problem scoring goals though. It was their defence that needed cleaning up as they welcomed Oita into their house. Inside the first 6 minutes, and Oita goalkeeper Man Kyung-gun must have been at fault when he saw Noriaki Fujimoto's header loop over his right hand and beneath the crossbar into the net. Kobe goalkeeper Kenshin Yoshimaru wasn't much better, making his first start, giving the ball away there, but fortunate not to concede. Yoshimaru did go some way to making up for that error just after the quarter-hour mark, but watch the defender Ryuho Kikuchi also coming to save his team and then celebrating as if he'd scored. Yoshimaru involved again at the midway point of the first half and in a positive way, tipping over Daiki Watari's header. Into the second half now, and that early mistake by Yoshimura clearly didn't affect his confidence, diving away to his left to palm away Naoki Namura's shot in the 50th minute. And what a save this was 13 minutes later. Great reflexes and then picking up the ball with his legs to deny Chinan. But there wasn't much that the 24-year-old debutant could do about the goal conceded with 4 minutes left. Gotoku Sakai turning the ball into his own net. With there having been so much attention at the other end of the field, Mun kept his concentration right through to the 89th minute when he denied Junya Tanaka to make sure that the visitors claimed a point. Moving along the coast of Honshu, Kawasaki arrived in Hiroshima having not dropped a point since late August. The visitors would have to get past Sanfrecce to replicate their 10-game winning streak from earlier in the season. And they almost went a goal up in the 20th minute, Hayao Kawabe breaking down the left-hand side, but his effort palmed away. 4 minutes later, Yuya Osano with an almost identical chance at the other end of the field. Same outcome. The goalkeepers were certainly having the better of the early exchanges. Sanfrecce's Takuto Hayashi turning away Ao Tanaka's drive in the 30th minute. There wouldn't be any goals in the first half. Leandro Damião's effort here, hitting the crossbar with just 3 minutes left to play in the half. But accounts would be opened in the second half. Good cross from Kyohei Noburitsato and Damião heads home. Looking for an equaliser on the hour mark, Tsukasa Morishima's effort wasn't far away. But Kawasaki held on and managed to double their lead in the 95th minute. Kaoru Mitoma claiming all 3 points for Kawasaki. Nagoya pipped Cerezo in the last round to steadily add to their points tally. With one of the best defences in the league, the home side should have no problems containing Sapporo. Andy Bodfish with your commentary.
Flick down there from Tomai. Not quite sharp enough. Might be room for Inagaki, who drives into space. And again, the keeper's made 2 very, very good saves. But finally, it breaks to Yamasaki, who is able to drill home. And Nagoya Grampus 8 take the lead. Maeda down the right-hand side with the 2 opportunities. You have to feel a bit for Nakano there, who pulled off some fine saves there for Sapporo. But that's the moment you expect your defence to help you out and just hoof the ball to safety. Fukumori and Kim were unable to do that. 30 metres can look close. We'll see how easy Matthias makes it. The answer is very. A superb hit from Matthias, his 5th goal of the season, a dream free kick, and a 2nd goal for Nagoya Grampus 8 here. Killer blow for Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo just before half-time. Oh, that's superb. Well, Nakano doesn't bother moving. And okay, you can be beaten from a set piece like that if you're a goalkeeper, but what chance do you have if you don't move your feet? It's a devastating dip on the ball, up and over the wall to perfection. 6 white shirts in the box here for Sapporo. And Lucas Fernandez find one of them. It's a super ball to the far post. Well, it was met by Takamine, the substitute. What an impact that would have been. And that goes down as a very, very good chance. Well, Langarak spread himself. He's headed that against the post. That's a terrific opportunity to get back into the game. Matthias there with the dummy. And then on for the return. 2 waiting for it in the middle as well. The 2 substitutes. Sommer. But he didn't need them. That's a superb piece of finishing. 3-0, and that ends that. What a wonderful hit there. Sapporo, for all their presence and all their possession and all their pouring forward in this second half after the changes made by Petrovic, concede a 3rd. Well, Matthias, look at that, the spin, and then Yamasaki with the ball forward. And Matthias infield with the layoff, and then a quite wonderful clip finish. Inagaki is racing into space. Oh, and he's healed that quite beautifully there past Kajiro Nakano. Super little finish. 2nd goal of this season for Inagaki, made by Matthias. It's a devastating bend on it. As it is, they put in a record as a routine home win for Nagoya Grampus 8. Back-to-back home victories. 3 wins in a row, 1-0 at Urawa Reds, 1-0 against Cerezo Osaka. So, Nagoya Grampus 8 beat Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo by 3-0.
With their grasp on the title slipping away in recent games, Cerezo needed to bounce back quickly, and who better than last place Shonan to provide some target practice. Shonan, though, almost provided a shot midway through the first half. Naoki Ishihara rising very high at the far post, but the ball also high. Bruno Mendes made a good connection from the corner with 10 minutes left to play in the first half, but glancing that one wide. Cerezo with the final effort of the first half, Yusuke Muruhashi from the dead ball inches over the crossbar. As they had in the first half, Shonan had the better of the early exchanges in the second. Takuya Okamoto with the shot tipped onto the crossbar by the goalkeeper. The points were claimed by Cerezo in the 92nd minute, a dominant header from Mate Jonic, and the home side win this one by a 0-0. Kashima with a big away win at Sagan, Tokyo convincing with a 3-1 victory over Shimizu, Reysol and Urawa having to settle for a draw, and Gamba seeing their winning streak halted with a 1-1 draw against the Marinos. A late goal in Kobe meant that they had to split the points with Owita. Nagoya with no problems at home though, putting 3 past Sapporo, while Cerezo laboured to a 1-0 win over Shonan. Nothing stopping the league leaders then, another win and another 3 points. Frontale are cruising to the finish. Closest challengers Tokyo kept the chase on with a win, but are still 15 points adrift. Gamba slipped to 5th after their draw, while the Antlers climbed into the top 6 for the first time this season. The usual suspects occupy the bottom half of the table with little change of note. Hard to see Shimizu and Shonan getting out of the deep hole that they're in, neither side having registered any points from their last 5 games. With that, we've reached the end of the J1 League Goal Zone Show. My name's Steve Dawson, and we'll see you next time.